LGBT Population Health Concerns by Stephanie Deitch, BSN candidate RN. LGBT acronym means lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Not long ago, the LGBT population was prosecuted as criminals for their sexual preferences. Rather than promoting gay equality, the law was arguably designed to keep homosexuality out of sight, behind closed doors, and to prevent public scandal. As you can see, this would create a lot of problems with the LGBT community. If this population is hidden away, then they're not getting any of the community resources they need. In 1967, the Sexual Offences Act in England and Wales came about. It was a good foundation, however, it had a lot of problems, and it also increased acts of violence, but again, it was a stepping stone. The March of Equality has been going on for the last 50 years. It was also a good starting point to educate our communities. Every year when we have the March of Equality, you will see at that time hate crimes and violence do go up for those that have strong bias against the LGBT community, but it has been very beneficial in helping educate the public. There's just not a lot of LGBT data around there. It's hard to collect because not everybody identifies as LGBT. They're more closet. They keep it hidden. On the United States Census Bureau, you'll see no statistics. I couldn't find anything in the Davis County to represent my community. Most country censuses don't ask sexual orientation questions. Utah, it's estimated to be 150,000 to 199,000 LGBT in our population. Internationally, for LGBT, you can see 5.9% of Europeans identify, 7.4% in Germany identify, and 1.5% in Hungary identify as LGBT. A Gallup poll conducted that 4.5% of adult Americans identify as LGBT, 5.1% of women identify, 3.9% of men identify as LGBT, and Williams Institute estimated that 0.6% of U.S. adults identify as transgender. The Salt Lake metropolitan area in 2012 to 14 had 4.7% identify. The city of Salt Lake in 2018 had 7.6% LGBT population identify. As you can see, in 2012, the LGBT population was 2,855, 287. That's a little bit higher than our earlier slide of today, so statistics kind of don't seem accurate. They need a better recording source. Maybe we could have more accurate data. Contributing factors to social determinants of health. Homosexuality used to be viewed as a disease. The diagnosis of homosexuality was a mental disorder in the DSM-2. In 1987, homosexuality was removed from the DSM-2 and replaced with sexual orientation disturbance. Contributing factors to social determinants of health for LGBT population according to healthpeople.gov 2019. Youth are 2 to 3 more times likely to attempt suicide. Youth are more likely to be homeless. Lesbians are less likely to get preventative services for cancer. Gay men are at a higher risk of HIV and other STDs. Lesbians and bisexual females are more likely to be overweight or obese. Transgender individuals have higher prevalence of HIV, STDs, victimization, mental health issues. Elderly LGBT face additional barriers because of isolation and lack of social services. And this population has the highest rates of tobacco, alcohol, and other drug use. Because discrimination's been high and there's not been a lot of community resources, the LGBT population would often meet in clubs and bars to get that social connection. So alcohol abuse is high in this population. Again, very little is known because statistical data is hard to find. Some of the contributing factors to these special concerns is that there is a lack of resources and a lack of data and a lack of support and a lack of community education. Here are some of the root causes, just a few of the contributing factors. For instance, alcoholism, it's high because their meeting places are at bars and clubs. Why? Because they don't have anywhere else to meet. Why? Because people discriminate against them. Why? Because people are homophobic. Low health care. Why? Because LGBT fear going in. Why? Because they might be embarrassed. Why? Because healthcare staff is uncomfortable, so they don't provide the same care and education and like they do the other populations. And why is that way? Because the staff needs more sensitivity training, and they need to understand what is seen in this population as far as health and mental health concerns go. Homeless is high. Why? Because the LGBT have a harder time obtaining housing. Why? Because landlords discriminate against them. Why? Because landlords have bias. Suicide is high because the LGBT have internal conflicts over who they want to be and what society wants them to be. So this sometimes makes them feel bad for their orientation. Why? Society just has a lack of resources for their population so that they can feel good about who they are. Why? Because there isn't enough community funding. Why? Because there's not enough education. Is Maslow being met in the LGBT community? So as far as physiological goes, everybody's breathing that's alive, so that one obviously is being met. For those who have homes and utilities, they have food, shelter, and water, then yeah, that's being met for that population. What about our homeless population? There are resources out there in most communities. They can still obtain food, shelter, water. They can find these at a lot of their local missions, churches. The community will set things up for them. Sleep, that really depends on the individual, if their environment's safe, if they have mental disorders. So for physiological, yeah, you can see that a lot of their needs are being met by community, and it could be just met by their own needs. Are we missing some? Of course. So yes, it's being met, and some are still getting missed. Safety, some members of this population have strong family support. They have strong work support, so they're safe. They feel safe. They feel good. Others are uncomfortable with their body. They can't obtain employment because of their sexual orientation and the discrimination there. Some have high anxiety going to the doctor, so they don't go there. Resources are limited to this population in most areas. So, yeah, safety's met for some, safety's not met for some. Every LGBT is going to have a different support system, and they'll have a different take on safety. The last three tiers of Maslow, love and belonging, esteem, self-actualization. Again, this is going to depend on how much family support they have, community, school, jobs. How are people accepting of their sexual orientation? So these, again, they are going to be individually broken down. You're going to find LGBT that have great support, and you're going to find that have no support and are just targets of discrimination. AIDS is spread quickly in the gay community. This is a great chart in 2015 that shows the diagnosis of HIV in the United States and the dependent areas. Specific concerns for disease and infections: high blood pressure, early onset diabetes, higher addiction, obesity, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and eating disorders. Discrimination is really high. For instance, 30% of this population will experience physical abuse. 26% are kicked out of their homes. 40% report physical bullying. 40% are less likely to be called for an interview. Discrimination is still very high. Hate crimes, domestic violence, physical abuse, sexual violence. National Lesbian and Gay Health Foundation was formed in 1977. Later became National Lesbian and Gay Health Association, which provides a lot of resources. It was modeled after the women's liberation movement. It focused on self-empowerment, bodies, physical health, mental health, spiritual health. In 1971, Massachusetts started providing services to the elderly residents. Other states followed.